I'm sorry to say it, but we can always make another one, can't we?
Yeah, we can. All we have to do is just copy our words like we did on the other tape, and then Grandma can say her stuff, and I can say mine.
I asked you a lot of questions, and I can't remember all the questions I asked you on this other tape. Do you remember any of them?
I remember the Christmas ones, and I remember those ganchos, and I don't remember hardly any more of them.
Well, what was one question we asked about what are gauchos? You got some for Christmas. Do you know what they are?
They're like shorts and long pants and a skirt, except they're longer than shorts and they're shorter than long pants. And they also look like skirts, but they aren't skirts. They're called ganchos. They're a little longer than shorts.
Do you like them as well as you do the long pants?
I like them very much. But Grandma, do you have any flip-flops anymore?
What are flip-flops?
They're like thongs, except they have one thing in the middle of the big toe and the other toe.
I don't believe I do. I usually wear out a whole pair during the summer, and then I just throw those out. And every time I wear those, my big toe gets a blister on them. Are those the kind you mean?
Yeah.
Why, you wouldn't want to wear those now. They're too cold in the wintertime.
I know, but I can wear them around in the house.
Oh, I thought you wanted to get out in the snow. Your big toe would freeze. Well, you thought that was funny. You wouldn't think so if you got out there and your big toe was frozen, would you?
It wouldn't be too funny if my toe got frozen to an ice cube.
Okay, now I want to find out something about your school. Do you know how many children are in your class?
Well, let me have a minute to count.
Well, we just won't take time for you to count them. Can you name some that are in there? Name some of the girls.
I'll name all the girls. Teresa, Lydia, Rosie, Michelle, Dawn, Amy, Yvonne, Danielle, Lori, and me.
Oh, that's a lot of nice little girls. Is there any of them you don't like?
There's only one, and I like all the rest. There's only two that I don't like.
Well, that's not a bad average, is it? How about the boys? Do you like them?
I only like about 3 of them.
Well, that's not bad. That's more, I believe, than I liked at that age. Do you walk to school or do you ride the bus?
I walk.
How far is it that you have to walk, Sheryl?
3 houses.
3 houses. You mean you don't? It's right in your own block?
Yeah, it's right in my own block, and it doesn't take too long to walk, and it only takes about 1 or 2 minutes.
Is that all? Boy, that's handy. You never do get cold then walking to school, do you?
No, I don't.
Is there a bus that goes out and picks the other children up?
Yeah, but not to our school.
Oh, I see. What about Brian? Does he go to the same school?
Yeah, he goes to the same school, but I might go to that school again, but he has to go to another school. He's in 5th grade, and it only goes up to 5th grade.
Oh, he's going to be in the junior high? What goes up into the junior high then? Intermediate. Uh-huh. He'll have more than one teacher maybe next year, won't he?
Yeah, he had about 5 teachers in 4th grade.
Oh, boy. Did you have more than one?
I only had 1 in kindergarten, 1 in 1st grade, too.
All right, now can you tell me if you have any problems in school?
I sometimes have a little bit of problems with my work.
Problems with your work? What kind of problems?
Well, I can't remember any.
You can't remember the problems?
No.
Well, and you couldn't be too bad problems. Do you have some things that you enjoy very much at school?
I like going to reading and the math.
Well, and Brian, does he like school?
He doesn't like his homework.
Well, that figures, doesn't it? How much school were you going to be missing by staying over an extra week here? Will you miss a whole week of school?
Maybe so, but I'm not sure about a whole week.
4 days.
4 days.
Yeah, because Monday was New Year's Day, so you'd only miss 4, wouldn't you? Why didn't you go back?
Because it was too snowy and too icy and slick, and we could have had a wreck.
I know. Now, when you came over here ready to leave that morning, your daddy called the highway patrol, and what did they tell him?
That he couldn't make it.
That the arbuckles were closed off and frozen over, and there's no way through, isn't that right?
Yeah, I think so.
And so he couldn't go, so you had to stay here. And then you got the sniffles and coughing a little, so you've been stuck in here with Grandma, haven't you?
Yeah.
Have you minded it?
A little.
You have. Oh, Sheryl, you rascal. Sheryl, I noticed that one of the gifts that you got was a brand new microwave oven. Is this quite a bit like other ovens?
No.
What's the difference?
Well, for one thing, it doesn't open.
It doesn't open, that's right. You can't get where the heat is, can you?
No.
But you can bake things. Now, could you just tell us what kind of all things you could make?
I can make cakes, brownies, and cookies, and some pies.
You can make a pie, too?
Yeah.
Now, tell us what things you've already made.
I've only made cakes and brownies.
I know, and you made some brownies last night, didn't you?
Yeah.
And Grandma made some brownies last night, so Sheryl made her a pan of brownies. And who ate those?
Me and Brian.
Yeah, that's right. Now, we had some visitors last night, too, didn't we? Can you tell us what we did last night?
We played some games.
Yeah. Who came?
Gladys and John.
All right. Now, I want you to think real hard now. If you could have a wish, what would you wish for? You be thinking. What would you wish for if you could have a wish?
A bike.
A bike? Well, how about that? I don't know. You wouldn't ride it out there today. It's too icy, isn't it?
Yeah, right down the road.
Does Brian have a bicycle?
He used to, but he doesn't now.
Now, this past summer, did you, both of you go swimming, or did just Brian swim, or do you swim too?
Just he does.
Why don't you?
Because first grade doesn't swim. Really.
Oh, do you like to swim?
No.
Not really, huh? He does Brian?
Little.
He doesn't like it too well? Well, you know, do you remember you went swimming over here in Nova's pool? Last summer? Over here in the pool next door?
Yeah.
And you know, you got a little bit frightened, didn't you, in that pool? But there wasn't anything to worry about, was there?
No.
You know, there's some animals next door. Do you remember what the names of that dog was? Muffin?
Muffin.
Yeah, Muffin. And then there's all kinds of cats. What does Grandma do when those cats come around?
She scares them away.
That's right. Tell me what you do when you go over to your Grandma Crumpler's.
Well, not really anything.
Do you play any games over there?
Only one person.
What kind of games? I think we got the tape recorder fixed again, so I'm going to keep an eye on it and see if we can get it to run like it's supposed to and finish our tape here. And then we'll play it on our other recorder. Okay, Sheryl?
Okay.
We just hope that this works out now and we won't have any further trouble. Now, I'd like to ask some questions of you, Sheryl. What games do you play when you're at home?
Monopoly and Scrabble.
Scrabble. Is there a children's Scrabble?
No.
Is it the big Scrabble board you play on?
Yeah.
Who plays with you?
Brian and Scott. Brian and Scott and Stephen.
Brian and Scott and Stephen. So you really you can play Scrabble, all of you. Is that right? Are you going to have a lot of Christmas stuff this year? Can you tell us and share with us some of the things that you got for Christmas?
I got a microwave and a Mandy doll, and I got some clothes and a super-sized Barbie.
Did you get in? What kind of clothes did you get besides your gauchos?
I got a sweater and I got some socks.
What are some of the things that Brian got?
He got Micronauts, and he got some shirts.
Yeah, and he got a set with a lot of things to experiment on, didn't he? A scientific set?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I wondered if you didn't have some interesting experience that happened to you in the last year that you'd like to tell us about. Do you have? Can't think of anything interesting you did.
No.
Well, I'm sorry. I know there must have been a lot of interesting things. You heard a tape a little while ago about a little baby. Who was that little baby 3 months old on that tape?
Me.
That's right. No, you weren't 3 months old. You were 6. And your brother was 3 years old, right?
Yeah.
And, of course, you don't remember anything about him, and he doesn't remember having made that either. But you were just really laughing and cutting up on that tape. Sheryl, do you like to draw?
No.
Well, can you tell us some things you do like to do?
I like to talk to my brother.
You like to talk to him? Well, not all the time, do you?
No.
Snow very often in San Antonio, Sheryl.
About every 5 years.
Every 5 years. You know, I was in San Antonio about 10 years ago, and that was the first time that it had snowed in about 10 or 12 years when I was there.
I didn't know it snowed.
Yeah, it had snowed, and Grandpa was along that time. He went from Tinkerfield, and I went along, and there was snow, and all these people in San Antonio had made little snowmen on their hoods of their cars and on the tops of their cars, and little scarves around the necks of the snowmen. And some of the children that were 6 and 7 years old had never seen snow before. And they was all snowballing each other and having a big time. And do you think has it snowed in San Antonio yet this year?
No.
Sheryl, I'm running out of things to say. What do you think would be interesting to talk about on this tape?
Well, I don't have anything. Can we listen to the tape now?
Well, I wanted to finish this out and see if can you sing us a little song?
Dashing through the snow in one more sloping sleigh. On the field we go, laughing all the way. Bells on cocktail ring, making spirits rise. Oh, what fun, laughing, singing, sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one more sloping sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one more sloping sleigh.
Well, that's good, and I bet you could just get a job on television if you really wanted to, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You want me to sing one now, Sheryl? What are little girls made of? What are little girls made of? What are little girls made of? Sugar and spice and everything nice. That's what little girls are made of, especially you, Sheryl. Sheryl, what does your daddy like to do best of all, you think?
Watch football.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. Don't you think he'd rather play that new game? What's the name of that new game? Simon?
Yeah.
He'd rather play that than watch football?
No, he'd like to watch football more.
Well, when he's watching a football game, can you make a lot of noise?
He'll spank me.
Oh, he will, huh? Well, then you don't make a lot of noise when he's playing football, do you?
No.
He was going to go to a football game with Uncle Cornell, the Cotton Bowl game, on Monday or Tuesday. Monday. And he didn't get to go because there's so much ice he couldn't get over there, and you know, when you didn't get to go back. So that was when the electricity was out, so Cornell couldn't have gone anyway. So it worked out all right, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we watched that part of that game on television, and boy, did they ever look cold. So they would have been really chilly if they had gone to that game. Sheryl, if you could be with Shelley, what would you like to do?
I'd like to play with her.
What are some of the toys she had that you all would like to play with?
Operation and laying hen.
Oh, I saw that. I played that laying hen. Did she let you play that?
I didn't have a chance to because I didn't want to.
Oh, you didn't want to. All right. She had a lot of nice games and lots of dolls, didn't she?
I didn't see any of her dolls.
You didn't. You know, her daddy told me that one morning when he got up, Shelley had all the cushions off of the divan in the den, and she had all her dolls sitting in a row on the divan when he got up.
What were all the dolls' names?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have any idea, honey. You think that Shelley's proud that she's got a new little sister?
Yeah.
I think she is, too. Well, what do you think of Greg?
Of who?
Greg.
He's pretty sweet.
He is, isn't he? He's a good little feller, isn't he?
Yeah.
All right, where is Greg right now?
He's in San Antonio.
With his grandma, isn't he? He'll be there a little while. All right, your daddy had to go and get you some penicillin today, didn't he? And you have to take it how many times a day?
3.
3 times a day. And that's so that you won't get sick over here. Because it's so much colder here than it is where you come from, that we have to be really careful, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Sheryl, have you ever been to the farm and seen pigs and cattle and all the animals on a farm?
No.
You never have? Have you ever been to a zoo?
Mm-hmm.
Or can you tell me what animals or birds you saw at a zoo that you liked?
I like the elephants and the monkeys and the giraffes.
I liked the peacock real well too, didn't you?
Not really.
You don't care for the peacock? If you had a chance to go anywhere in the United States for a visit, where would you go, Sheryl?
Disneyland.
Disneyland, where's that? Is that in California?
I think so.
Yeah, there's a Disneyland in California, and there's a Disney World in Florida, and I went to Disney World. That was pretty good. They had all the Mickey Mouse characters there, and it was real good. One of the nicest things I saw was the room with all the birds in it. They weren't real birds, but they were made to look like real birds, and they were all singing at one time in swings and out of different cages and everything, and it was real pretty. So I know that you would like Disneyland. Are you going to go there someday?
I don't know.
You hope so.
Yeah.
How do your glasses feel on you?
Loose.
They feel loose. That's right. I think they do too. You know, yesterday when you were here, how many times do you think Grandma's phone rang?
3.
I'll bet it did ring 30 times, didn't you? We just like to never got that telephone answered, did we?
No.
Sheryl seems awful quiet here without Brian. He was making an awful lot of noise, I believe. Do you think so?
Yeah.
What was that racket I just heard?
And I dropped a diamond in.
Sheryl, we're just about to finish our tape up. Are you glad?
Yeah.
I know you're sitting here eating some crackling bran. Does it taste real good?
A little.
Is it crackle?
No.
It doesn't crackle. Do you think Grandma is a very good player on this game? What do you call this game right here?
Match 2.
Match 2?
Yeah.
Match 2. I'm not very good at that game, am I, Sheryl?
Not really.
I don't know. I've got a lot to learn. I think that you're going to have to teach me. How do you remember all those pairs the way you do?
I put on my thinking cap.
You don't think Grandma's got her thinking cap on then, do you?
I think you lost yours.
I probably did. When my hair got gray, I lost my thinking cap, didn't I, Sheryl?
Yeah.
Well, it's a cold night outside. Right now, it is exactly 6 p.m. and it's dark outside, isn't it? It's already dark outside. This is the 3rd of January, 1979. And how old are you now, Sheryl?
6.
Sheryl, you are 6, and how old is Brian?
10.
10 and a half. All right, Brian's 10 and a half, and you're 6.
He is only 10 and 1/4.
Well, 10 and 1/4. Now, when is your birthday, Sheryl?
March 14th.
And when is Brian's?
July 16th.
Yes, when the men started for the moon mission on the 16th of July, they landed on the 20th. Isn't that your mama's birthday? And then they came back on the 24th, which was your grandpa's birthday. Yeah, they landed on the 24th on his birthday. So every time they made a landing, why, it was on one of your birthdays. And that makes that easy for us to remember, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, what do you think we can do around here tonight to make this interesting?
Well, not really anything.
Are there not some games you'd like to play?
I like to play racquet and some spot and mallet.
Who is it that you just love to play Spite and Malice with?
Selma.
Yeah, I know, Thelma. You like to see Gladys and John, but you like to play Spite and Malice with Thelma, don't you? You wonder what Thelma's doing tonight.
Can we ask her if she can come over?
I'm afraid it's too slick for her. You know, last night John came out and he had to use his cane, and we were really worried, weren't we, that he wasn't even going to make it home. But he made it home all right, but they say it's very slick. So I think that you and I are just here by ourselves and we're stuck with each other. What do you think?
Well, we're the only ones who can play games together.
Well, is there a reason why you and I can't play some games together tonight?
No.
Well, then don't you think we ought to just shut this off and get to playing a game?
Yeah.
Well, I'm about ready to say goodbye on this tape now. It's been a real pleasure. So goodbye. Can you say goodbye, Sheryl?
Goodbye, everybody.